Hey everybody, thanks a lot for joining us on CodeChat today. Today on CodeChat we're going to be talking with some gentlemen from Chai Energy. But first, my name is Jeremy Foster and you can find me online at codefoster.com. I encourage you to follow me on Twitter at CodeFoster so you can hear about local events and all kinds of stuff that's going on in the developer community. So guys, why don't you tell us who you are? Introduce yourselves.
Sure. I'm Cole of Chai Energy,
Okay.
CEO and co-founder, and been trying to help customers understand their energy use for the past 2 years.
Understand their energy. We'll get into the details of that here.
Sure.
Go ahead.
And I'm Evan Bierenbaum, co-founder, COO of Chai.
Awesome. All right, nice to be chatting with you guys today. What is Chai Energy from a very high level? We'll dig into the details here in a little bit, but what are you guys working on?
Sure.
Yeah. What we do is we take data from utility electric meters.
Okay.
So there are about 45 million of these electric meters installed throughout the country today. We take data from them and we use that data to try to figure out what's going on and what's going wrong in your home, and we deliver that information to the homeowner to help them better understand their home.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. Anything to add to that, Evan?
Yeah, sure. So, by looking at real-time energy information, we're able to give customer insights into their home, as Cole mentioned, really like no other. So today, there's a big challenge out there. I don't really feel like people really pay attention to how energy is being used.
Right.
And there's a lot of wasted money in that sense, and there's a lot of impact to the environment, by wasting energy. So Chai really took on the challenge to try to change that, try to deliver this information to customers in real time and present it to them in a very easy and understandable way. That's
really excellent. I actually, my first reaction is I wouldn't imagine I could have that data because it'd be too hard, like I don't know what I'm going to need to do in order to see that, and it's going to be hard to make decisions like that. But I'm sure you guys are going to tell me exactly how you've solved that problem. But you guys are a startup, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And can you tell the crowd, I mean, we're talking to developers here. The guys that are watching this show are geeks like yourself, and some of them are involved in startups. Can you tell everybody kind of where you're at in the startup process and what that looks like and actually what it feels like?
Yeah.
Liberating. It's liberating. Feels great. Go ahead.
No, so it's been, we probably started this company about 2 years ago, a bit over 2 years ago, and very, very early on it's very different than where we are now, which I'm sure is very different than it will be, but about 4 or 5 months ago we closed actually more like 2 months ago, we closed a seed round of funding, so the company structure has changed a lot since then. We've brought people on, and our roles have very much changed to be more kind of higher level, and it's taken some work to get adjusted to that.
Okay. You don't get to write quite as much code as
exactly,
you used to.
Exactly. I still try to on the weekends, but
I clean the office on Wednesday.
Seriously?
All the time. Wednesdays are my days for cleaning.
All right.
You got to wear multiple hats in a company, in a startup.
I heard a quote. I heard somebody say that entrepreneurs, guys that are running startups like yourselves, are a bit crazy. They're the types of folks that will put in 80 hours a week to avoid working 40.
Sure.
Yeah. Actually, we just got out of a hackathon this weekend.
Okay.
And it was tiring. We probably slept 4 hours each night, and it was a lot of fun because we brought in our team from LA, we brought in some people from the East Coast, and just kind of all got together and hacked on this project.
I'm impressed that you're vertical today.
Barely.
We were not for most of the day.
Now, I know you guys are involved in a program here at Microsoft called Ventures, right? Microsoft Ventures, you want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, so we're part of the Connected Home Accelerator up at Microsoft, located on the Redmond campus.
Okay.
In fact, on the other side of this building, which is great. But yes, out of 400 companies, 10 companies were selected to come in part of this Microsoft Connected Home Accelerator. It's the first of its kind for Microsoft here in Seattle. There's other accelerators all around the globe that Microsoft is hosting, but this is the first in the connected home space. So there's 10 companies came here, and we started about a month and a half ago on this accelerating program. We go until about December.
Okay.
But the whole goal is really to get these companies into the marketplace and help innovate the connected home space.
Okay.
I'm really excited to be a part of that.
And there was a hackathon this last weekend, you mentioned. And what were the results of the hackathon?
So yeah, so all the teams had a, I guess, kind of self-imposed challenge, and the teams were going to try to hack on those challenges this weekend or address those challenges through technology. So we were the victors.
All
we were
right.
victorious.
That's tremendous.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So this is very timely. But
Now, when you're involved in the Microsoft Ventures program, does that mean that you're using entirely Microsoft software, or some or none, or
little
multi-platform, mixed
bit.
environment.
Awesome.
Our back end is actually built on a lot of Microsoft technologies.
Okay.
We're doing stuff with Windows tiles right now.
Yeah.
So we're kind of agnostic to technology. I think you have to be.
Totally. Totally.
Got to remain dynamic.
And that's the space that we're in now too. There's so much of what we do that's so agnostic. You look at all the different kinds of code that's running on Azure, and the kinds of code that Microsoft's rolling out. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's get down and dirty. Let's talk about Chai Energy's actual offering. Can you show us what you've got?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Well, why don't we show you what we hacked together this weekend, because that's what we have kind of set up here. So this is the energy use of a home. I assume you can see that I pointed this.
And this is also in real time on my tile over here.
It's a
Look at
tile
that.
of the same thing. We built both of these things in the last 3 days. And we actually built this really cool feature which allows homeowners to tag the appliances in their home. So one of the things people do when they get Chai the first time is they take their phone, they walk around their home and they flip things on and off and see how this number changes, how 290 jumps to 500 or 8,000 or whatever it goes to. So we wanted to facilitate that experience. So we built this tagging experience so you can go and tag things in your home. So here, let's say we tag a toaster, which is the thing we tested with this weekend. So you go to the toaster. This is the energy use from your home, this line here, over the past couple minutes. And then you tap the button to tag in the middle. You turn on your appliance. We can't actually do it here because
we don't have a toaster.
We aren't attached to exactly.
Aren't attached to the toaster.
We aren't attached to the toaster, but if we were in a home with a toaster, you'd flip your toaster on, you'd see this graph jump, and then you'd flip it off to verify that usage. You'd see it drop, and then we'd finish the tagging process, and we'd take you to this screen that gives you a report on how much energy your toaster's using, and how much it's costing you every month.
Yep. And comparing it to other toasters?
Yep, find more efficient toasters. And
Look
we
at
never
that.
got a chance to build out this part, but this is where you'd get more efficient toasters.
Yeah, and then let's just say you're chilling at your desk and your kids are running around the house and they're flipping on all these lights and stuff, and like those kids and those lights, man, it's crazy. But you can kind of see that information in real time now, so it's kind of cool.
How about notifications? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Geez, you're using well above average energy use.
Notifications
In
are
real
a
time.
huge part. A huge part of what we do. Actually, we built out this whole real-time process this weekend on Azure using Spark, and trying to pipe data in real time and figure out when things are jumping and dropping and appliance turning on and off in real time without having to rerun everything every couple seconds.
Yeah.
So that's been really cool.
So is it able to? How is it able to see these devices? I mean, the toaster, like you said, you just turned it on, turned it off. Do we have a little piece of hardware sitting on the meter for this?
Yeah, we can actually show you some actual data.
Okay.
Log us in there.
Sure.
But yeah, so the setup is we have this device which talks wirelessly to your smart meter. So it's very easy to install. You just plug it into your router, you plug it into power, and we use your utility account information to get you hooked up. Within about a minute, we're getting data. And then we beam that up to our server, and it looks like, so this is the old version of our app.
Okay.
We're redesigning things quite a bit, but let's see. So this is what energy use looks like, this graph here.
Okay.
So you can see that there are distinct patterns that happen over and over again. And those are signatures of appliances. This one's probably a refrigerator. This one might be something like a wine fridge. And you can see kind of this going back and happening over and over again.
All right.
But yeah, so we look at those patterns to identify when appliances are on or off. And then from that, we deliver notifications and alerts to the home.
So you're able to look at a composite power signal, like overall use for the home, and you're able to detect patterns in there and say that's a refrigerator?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Is it going to be able to detect my refrigerator, like any refrigerator, or is it detecting them generically, like, well, refrigerators tend to act like this, and so we can see that, or does it know the GE 1703 model?
You can't get into details like what model it is, but fridges, all fridges tend to look very similar. They all turn on for 10 to 30 minutes to stay cool, and then they turn off as the fridge kind of warms up. And then they turn on again, and it just goes through the cycle over and over again.
Okay.
And then once we see those things, if we actually want to get down into the details, we can present the customer with questions. Hey, what just turned on in your home?
Okay.
What model refrigerator was that?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
What are the devices that are hard to detect versus the ones that are easy?
Well, anything big is easier.
Oh, okay.
So things that use more energy, like your pool pump, your air conditioner, things that people don't realize, like your refrigerator or even your washing machine or dryer. Out of those, the easier ones are things like a pool pump or an AC that just turn on and off. The tougher ones are washing machines, which actually have motors in them and heaters, and when they turn on, they're doing a number of different things.
Yeah.
So they have kind of several different signatures that come with them, and you have to identify all of those.
Okay. And you don't necessarily know whether those are 4 different devices or it's a washing machine.
Exactly. Well, that's one of the places this tagging experience is really going to be huge, because customers will literally just tell us, I'm using my washing machine right now, and from then we'll see all these signals that are happening. Those are all the washing machine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't want to jump ahead, but I'm just really curious here. Do you guys, are you using any machine learning?
absolutely.
You are?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a number of clustering algorithms that kind of find and identify the appliances. We've also played with supervised learning techniques for a number of different pieces of our process. So we have this process that consists of about 7 different steps. It involves clustering, it involves identifying jumps and drops and things like that. And we've not only built kind of clustering algorithms and machine learning like that into the process, but we've also tried to tweak the parameters throughout using supervised data sets.
Okay. Okay. I didn't understand all of that, but some of it. It certainly looks cool. Now, what's the stuff that you did during the hackathon? It looks like you made your own dashboard. Is that right?
Yeah, we
A
also
new
have that.
dashboard.
Yeah. So we have a
plug that
part of
in?
the hackathon. We did a enterprise
You
solution.
guys got quite a bit done during the hackathon.
We
No
did.
wonder you're tired.
We did.
Brought in a lot of people to help us.
Yeah, I woke up on a couch out here Sunday morning at like 9:30. I think someone was actually taking a picture of me sleeping.
Okay, so this is a dashboard. Is this going to represent a screen that I would have I don't know, I'm the homeowner. When would I pull this up?
So this is interesting, actually. So this is where we are.
All right.
And right now we're detecting devices that are within the Chai network up here.
Okay.
So ultimately, the customer wouldn't really see this. But if you look at what we're doing here, from a management perspective, we're actually able to manage our own devices through this portal.
Okay.
Additionally, when it gets down into possibly doing some more telemetry type information, we have kind of a retail platform that we're building, as well as a service platform. We can detect when your appliances are not working, or we can actually leverage this data, okay, and give that to like a service department that might work for an appliance manufacturer, and they can actually see what happened from an energy usage with that appliance.
Yeah.
We see things with hot water heaters a lot, where right before they fail, they start to get really, really hot because water's leaking out, okay, and that heater's trying to heat something in there.
Oh, so they start working
They get
harder.
really,
and you
really,
can tell
really
that,
hot.
Yeah.
And we can see that within the data.
Yeah.
So we created the enterprise solution to basically give access, ultimately into that kind of data. Of course, working all through our APIs, we don't expose any, real customer information in that sense.
Yeah.
But, ultimately, it's going to change the way people service appliances in some sense. So it's cool. These are things that we're playing around with, but they build into a real great, all-encompassing solution at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with this, but for the customer, we just we want to make it simple. We want to give them value.
Yeah.
So that's where this technology really gets into the home and gives that customer that value.
Yeah.
Something like this also has huge implications for the electric grid as a whole. You can imagine we could zoom into LA here and see, where there are really high areas of energy usage, and that puts a lot of grid on the stress. So a product like this is something that we could turn to the utility companies and help give them insight about where they need to route power, where they need to buy more power, where they need to do transformer upgrades, where they need to promote energy efficiency programs. So it's really huge from that perspective as well.
Yeah, just the value of the data itself. Now, what about, this is a real modern way to do software, kind of the SaaS, It's also like certain other spaces, geolocation, and stuff like that has the propensity to have very personal data. You know, what happens in my home is very personal, and from my limited experience with home automation, I have these concerns like, shoot, I don't know who I want to know when my doors are unlocked and things like that. So what are the concerns that you guys have already seen, and how are you addressing those?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably more value in what we're doing than that is really putting out a lot of concerns. I mean, of course, there's concerns out there. You know, people are concerned about their activity on, internet search engines, and I think I think people would be surprised how much information is already out there.
Yeah,
about
right.
them. It's a value-add service.
Yeah.
Again, we're not, exposing anyone's information. We're not doing anything malicious with that information.
Yeah.
We don't distribute or sell data to anyone.
That machine up, if you don't mind.
Sure.
There you go.
It's the data is entirely owned by the customer, and they can delete it from our service at any time.
Okay.
And we just build products on top of that. So we would never show a specific customer's data when they're using their fridge, when they're home or not. We would aggregate that and tell Best Buy, hey, in this region, we have 7 people who have really inefficient refrigerators. Do you want to target them? And if they do, then we'll target them through our platform.
Okay.
So the data never leaves our servers, and we've also done some interesting things as far as separating in our database the user identifiable content, like your email address or your name or your home address, from the actual energy data. So that even if that gets stolen or taken, we're doing a lot of things to prevent that, but even if it does, they can't link up whose data is owned by who.
Yeah, so it's completely
really
anonymous.
important for us.
That's exactly the decision that we all have to make these days. So just like you said, when I'm looking to sign up for a service, like I'm thinking of Mint. Mint.com, you go there and you go, okay, well, I know that they're going to have certain amounts of my personal information, but does the value outweigh that for me? And am I okay with that? And ultimately, can I have a trust relationship with this organization?
Exactly. Yeah, so think about having the right perspective on it from the company's perspective. If you're a malicious company and there's bad people running it, it's you're not going to get the customer's trust, and you're not going to get their information.
Yeah.
So you just really have to look at the data as something very, very beloved to the customer. It's their personal life.
Is it ready to go? Can I sign up today?
So we're piloting right now.
Okay.
We're launching a pre-order campaign on October 25th, or around that area, around that time, and from then you'll be able to pre-order. And we're focusing initially on the California and Texas marketplaces.
Okay.
So that's where there's the most prevalent smart meters. That's where we've integrated with the utility companies, and that's where we're going to focus to start.
Yeah, okay. We've kicked off discussions with Washington, up here in Puget, and then also Seattle's doing their rollout in 2016, their smart meter rollout. So the technology will be ultimately, the infrastructure will be here to be able to leverage Chai, and then Portland as well.
Okay.
And we just started conversations on the East Coast with Con Edison.
Okay. And so then, I as a homeowner, if it was available for me in my area right now, would it involve me going down and getting a little bit of hardware, and then what? Just going to Chai Energy's website and signing up?
Yeah. So we have 2 supported solutions today. One's a software-supported solution, and another one's a hardware-supported solution. So how it would work is ultimately you would download the software-supported solution on any smartphone marketplace.
Okay.
And once you have that on your phone, you can actually get into the hardware updated solution. The software supported solution is free. The hardware supported solution has a multitude of options. We do offer a very, very almost free gateway device, and then we have a premium device that also does some really neat things. But ultimately, we're trying to make this as affordable as possible to the customer. There's such a big value proposition, again, with the technology. We just want customers to be able to get into this and own it. So, we can talk a little bit about the software-supported solution. Cole, if you want to run down some feature sets of what we're delivering. And then.
Oh, sure. So what we'll be launching in October is going to allow customers to do this tagging thing where they go out and tag all their appliances. And then from there, we're going to learn about your home and identify when your fridge, when your washing machine, when your big appliances are on or off, and we'll kind of break it out for you. Here's what we think your bill will be at the end of the month, and this is why, because your AC has been on a lot, or because you've been leaving lights on.
Yeah.
There's also some really cool other exciting features. So when you step out of your front door in the morning, we actually use geofencing to see that you stepped out of your front door, and if you've left appliances on, we will send you an alert that says, hey, you've left a couple lights on, or hey, you left your washing machine or whatever it is on, so the customer doesn't leave their home every morning with a ton of energy just being wasted.
Yeah, right.
And that's
I used to freak out.
really
Like,
big.
did I leave my iron on when I'm driving to
Yeah.
work? Which I would have been able to see if I actually did it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
kind of neat. And then we'll also have the Windows tiles, and there's other output, kind of mediums that we're working with.
Yeah.
And so those things are coming available.
Yeah.
As is.
There's so many different ways to get relevant information to users, and you guys know this as well as being developers. You're also users.
Yep.
And you don't want to sign up for a dozen things, and then have all this stuff just bombarding you, because then
Right.
you just have to ignore it all.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like the task is to get just the right information to users and to give them the choice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And we really put ourselves behind the product as well. So we kind of message ourselves, if you will, like what would we want to, hear from a company like
Sure.
ours, and we deliver that information.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't, I would say this is high tech on the back and low tech on the front end.
Yeah.
But again, we're just really trying to get a behavior change, out there in the world, and I think it starts with understanding. And those are the types of messages that we start to deliver, so that a customer can understand and relate to the information that we're grabbing on the back end with the technology.
Yeah. It seems like for this specifically, they won't have any trouble relating with it because it's such personal information. Like I know my fridge, the things in my house, or at least I should, and it'll probably be fun to discover, things that I didn't even know were going on. I didn't know that my AC was kicking on that much or whatever.
People love digging into it. I mean, people learn so much about their home that they had no idea. One guy found out that his AC, just when he wasn't home, was costing him $300, and he ended up saving that much per month by stop using it.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's insane. We spend so much time in this, 1,000-square-foot area, this thing we call our home, and we know so little about it and how it works.
It's like the ocean, it's
Yeah.
undiscovered.
Yeah, we're trying to save the oceans with this tech. Another neat thing is, we're also looking at weather patterns. So if we see that, maybe it's 70 degrees outside, we'll tell a customer or send them a notification, hey, it's 70 degrees outside, open a window, give your AC a rest. And so that's the kind of, information we're trying to put into people's hands. We're trying to empower people, to kind of relate and correlate things in their home with what's going on around them in their environment.
And the really timely and relevant push notifications are so important, because as soon as you start sending push notifications that don't matter, people are going to stop trusting you, and you lose that, the respect of your customer, which is the most important thing.
Which is, critical.
Yeah.
Well, the problem space is really cool, and you guys' solution is really cool. Tell me a little bit more about being a startup and the difficulties. Like, what's a struggle day to day, being where you guys are at right now, where you're trying to get what obviously has tons of potential, where you're trying to get this ball rolling.
So it's a labor of love, I love this. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's always hurdles that you have to jump, and you just gotta be very persistent, with your ideas and thinking things out, upstream, downstream, how things tie together. And in a startup, a lot of that thinking is really on you, and there's not a tremendous amount of resources available, so you do what you can, to make something wonderful happen with what you have, what you got.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing is taking, we have this vision of where we want the company to be, and we kind of have this roadmap how we take it there. But then when I finish up the CodeChat here and go sit down at my desk, I have a list of 400 different things that I could be working on, and just figuring out which one of those things gets us to the next step on the roadmap the most effectively. I think that's really the hardest thing, is that there's so much stuff to do and so little time and so few resources that figuring out what you focus on is paramount, and the difference between a well-executed startup and a poorly executed one.
Yeah.
So we try to focus on the things that we enjoy doing, and then the other stuff we kind of have to deal with also, and that's
Nobody except for the guys that are actually in the startup see the delta between, like you guys have the vision for what this product should be, and all consumers have is whatever you've released so far, and you can see this gigantic, sometimes very frustrating gap of things that have to be done before it works the way we intend it to work.
It's so, you go into VC meetings and they say, have you thought of this, 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 and this? And you're like, yes, we've thought of all of those. We've been doing this for 2 years. But, that's 2 years out. That's 3 years out. If you try to do all those things now, it's not going to succeed. There's certain things you have to do first and certain things second.
Well, kudos to you guys for having the
Thank you.
courage that it takes to be a startup. That's just awesome.
It's been fun.
Tell me about your team. And are you distributed? Are you local? Are you actually in this area?
So we're actually based out of LA, Los Angeles. We're up here till December. We love it here. We're considering staying. We're not sure yet.
It's pretty nice up here.
Yeah. But so right now, about half of our team is in LA, half is up here.
Okay.
We're left coasting.
That's right. Yeah. So we're about 3 full-time people, 4 full-time people, depending on how you count it, and then we have 5 or 6, part-time people that are working with us on all sorts of really valuable things.
Okay.
Whether it's marketing or development or branding, and we've kind of, since we've come up here, our team has actually grown exponentially because Microsoft has put resources behind what we're doing.
Good.
So it's been really useful.
It's great. It's nice being involved in programs like that, Microsoft Ventures. And
Absolutely.
Plus, it was a beautiful summer in Seattle.
Yeah, right.
Which I think is just about over.
Yeah.
From what I can tell. You probably know
Starting to
better
rain
than
a
I
little
do.
Yeah, I'm bringing my coat now.
But we're also looking to grow our team too. So we're looking for software developers.
You have
in
actual
Python.
positions right now?
Yeah, we have positions open, junior and senior full stack developers.
Should ask for help out there in the world. So if you know Python, and what else?
Python, Django, Azure. That's what we're looking for.
Excellent.
Spark, we just got Spark set up as a kind of a real-time data processing engine. It's actually been a lot of fun to get that working.
Okay.
It's one of the things we did over the weekend on the hackathon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jobs@chienergy.net.
All right, I'll put that right on the bottom of the screen so people will be able to
Right
see.
here. It's going to run.
Good. Okay, anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up?
This has been wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. Well,
People
good
in
luck with the rest of
programming
it.
out there.
Yeah, really. Write your code so
Write your
someday,
code.
you can write the next Chai Energy. Right. Okay. Thanks a lot for joining us on Code Chat, and thank you guys for the good conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Jeremy.
Thanks.